I'm just not so sure we should take as the ultimate authority in our spiritual life as Christians.
It is the most probably important day on the Satanic calendar.
As an ex-occultist before knowing Christ, I will say that Halloween was seen as a day when the spiritual veil was at its most thin and our manifestation and magic abilities were seen as being very powerful. Now, I wasn't an ex-Satanist, so I can't speak to that exactly, but I do remember Halloween being important in that way, just the spiritual veil being thin.
It is also the night of the year where there is the most human sacrifice on the whole planet.
So obviously those who are filled with demonic spirits are going to use that close connection to the spirit world for demonic purposes. It's sick.
So many people think Halloween is about candy and it's about dress up, but they don't question the meaning behind it.
Yeah, which is most people, besides for the Satanists who have evil intentions for that day.
So let's say, for instance, in a neighborhood or an area, there's homes that celebrate Halloween, where they put up the decorations and they do the pumpkins and they do the candles and the candy, those things, right? And it's fun. Let's say in a neighborhood, there is houses that do that. So that whole perimeter becomes one big satanic ritual for that whole neighborhood.
Okay, so that's like every neighborhood in America. But I also heard him say in his full-length testimony on this podcast that when the Satanists tried to attack children whose parents had prayed over them that morning, that there was like a blue light covering over these children and they couldn't attack them. So there's some contradictory messaging going on here. I'm not saying he has bad intentions. I'm just saying maybe he's not the ultimate authority.
I mean, there's skeletons, there's creepy stuff in our neighborhood already. So you're saying my neighborhood right now is cooked?
In a neighborhood or a area perimeter where there is a few homes, that is already a set up as in terms of a hotspot for demonic activity.
And I just don't get who this is so surprising for, as if we as Christians don't already know we live in a spiritual battle every day, regardless if it's October 31st or not. Not to mention the fact that Jesus already defeated death and Satan.
And anybody, whether they're Christian or non-Christian, that have open doors, that moves or lives in a neighborhood like that will be affected.
Isn't that every day though? I don't know. There's definitely value to hearing the testimonies of ex-Satanists and their insider information, but I think we should be careful at looking at them like they're now the supreme spiritual authority. We know that even devils, demons give us spiritual experiences that can be delusions, or psychics tell us information that's like, we think it's true in that time before we know Christ, and later we find out the way it was warped and it wasn't actually the full truth. So yeah, let's value their testimony, but I think especially as Orthodox Christians, we have to remember our spiritual fathers are first and foremost our spiritual authority.